The Federal Reserve only has 15 days and 21 hours to make a decision on what they're going to do with the federal funds rate. And that decision is going to drastically affect the cost of goods and services in America through inflation. On top of that, with the unemployment rate teetering just below 5%, we are on the edge of the next major recession, not just in the United States, but globally. And with the US national debt sitting over $36.7 trillion in federal spending, over $7 trillion accounting for a $2 trillion federal budget deficit, in this video, we have to discuss the effect that this will have on the crypto market, specifically with Bitcoin to the US dollar compared to the Fed funds rate, the entire altcoin market, and what needs to take place in order for altcoins to break out soon. On top of that, the XRP to the US dollar price chart, and a major key thing that we can see on the weekly chart for the stochastic RSI that you need to pay attention to. Plus, our brand new book called Altcoin Secrets just came out that you guys can actually get for free by clicking the link below or above this video, and then just click the button on the page that says yes. Grab my free secrets now. Put in your best email address so we know where to send the book. It's free, it's easy to read, it's practical, and the strategies work. Because inside you'll discover the 23 secrets to pinpoint explosive altcoins, time your entries and exits like a pro, build a bulletproof portfolio, and break free from the rat race by outsmarting the 99% and becoming a top 1% investor. And that's not hype. It's not a pipe dream. It's possible, but you need to know the secrets that the 1% know. So check that out. I know you're going to love it. And if you're feeling bullish, if you're feeling blessed, comment 777. Let's run it.
As we near the end of our historic battle with the invisible enemy, we're going for a while, but we win. We win. I said earlier today that I hope we can do this by Easter. I think that would be a great thing for our country, and we're all working very hard to make that a reality.
All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So the invisible enemy that Donald Trump is referring to is the Federal Reserve that has enslaved us all since 1913. His main goal has been to destroy the Federal Reserve and to end taxation on the American people. And that is why he's making these posts talking about firing Jerome Powell, because he said this today: preemptive cuts in interest rates are being called for by many. With energy costs way down, food prices are substantially lower, and most other things are trending down. There's virtually no inflation. With these costs trending so nicely downward, just what he predicted they would do, there can almost be no inflation, but there can be a slowing of the economy unless Mr. Too Late, a major loser, lowers interest rates. And now Europe has already lowered 7 times. Powell has already been too late, except when it came to the election period when he lowered in order to help sleepy Joe Biden, later Kamala, get elected. How did that work out? And so trueflation is showing at 1.44%, and on trading economics, the inflation rate is showing 2.4%. So this is more of a measure of long-term inflation averaged out, whereas this shows more short-term inflation. So inflation has definitely been dropping. And in 15 days, we're going to see what the Fed does, because by the 7th of May, Jerome Powell is going to take the podium and he's going to announce what the interest rates are going to do. And 88.8% are expecting them to keep it current. So there's not an expectation of rate drops this meeting until at least the 18th of June. 64% are expecting a rate cut. And then by July, bigger rate cut. September, we're going to be in full-fledged rate cut mode. So will the Fed act faster within the next 15 days, because the dual mandate is to keep inflation close to the 2% target. It's at about 2.4% on here. Well, trueflation is showing it underneath 2.4% at 1.44%, and also to keep unemployment low, which means employment is high. And Jerome Powell said this over and over again, where they're going to be watching unemployment and trying to keep it beneath 4.4%. So there's some other things that they're looking at, but to simplify it for you, those two main things, inflation, unemployment. And over the past 10 years, even over Max, we can see these gray vertical boxes right here that signal when a recession has come in. And each time unemployment has spiked up, they've marked in a recession. So we're on the verge of that coming here soon. And unless the Fed acts quick, we're going to head into another recession. If we're not yet already in one right now, it's just when they mark it up on the charts, right? Whereas no matter what the Fed does, they're going to have to refinance the debt. There's billions of dollars of debt coming to be refinanced by this summer, and U.S. national debt sitting at 36.7, the federal budget deficit at $2 trillion. They're not bringing enough through federal tax revenue, and the Department of Government Efficiency is not bringing in enough money. So this is why a lot of people have said the only way to fix this is through a great reset that has been talked about in Gasara. Now, I don't know how that would be pulled off, but it would lead to a complete destruction in the value of the U.S. dollar, which has already happened over the past 100 years. As you guys can see, the purchasing power of $1 US in every year from 1635 to 2020 And it's even worse over the past 5 years since this chart has to update. So the smartest people on the planet agree that it's time to end the Fed.
On behalf of America, for the idiots you have to deal with for what you're doing for us to improve our country. Second of all, my question is, what is your opinion on the Federal Reserve, and do you have any intentions of doing anything with them?
And the Fed! Yeah. I don't know. I always wanted to say that, you know. But I mean, I think there's like 20,000 people that work at the Fed. Seems pretty high. It's like there's a lot of people that work at the Fed, and it seems like, why do we have so many people at the Fed, and what do they do? And you know, sometimes I wonder which one would win. You know, the federal for interest rates, the board of the Federal Reserve, or a magic 8-ball. And I'm like, I think the magic 8-ball might win. You know. So then I'm like, well, Magic 8 Ball is a lot cheaper. You know, it's like you shake it, it says, check back again later. I'm like, okay. Same thing. But I think what really matters is that government spending is not far in excess of government revenue. That's a fundamental issue that we have, where we have a deficit of $2 trillion, and we have interest payments that now exceed the entire budget of the military. In fact, that was a big wake-up call for me, was when the amount of money that we pay in national debt interest exceeded the Defense Department budget. I'm like, Defense Department budget is very big, and interest is higher than that and climbing. That's a disaster. You know, so the very simple, straightforward goal of the Doge team is to get rid of waste and fraud. It's mostly waste. Or depending on how, you know, I'd say it's probably 80% waste, 20% fraud, something like that.
Now, the problem with this is the Federal Reserve is an independent entity, so Trump cannot directly fire Jerome Powell. And he serves a fixed 4-year term. His term ends in May of 2026. And the Supreme Court has upheld the Fed's independence, emphasizing that removal would require cause such as misconduct, not policy disagreements, basically proving that Jerome Powell is incapable of doing his job. And this is why Trump is exerting pressure through all of his posts, talking about how Jerome Powell will not lower interest rates, even though he's telling him to do it. However, if the Supreme Court were to weaken or overturn Humphrey's executor, which is rooted in the 1935 Supreme Court precedent in the Humphrey's executor versus the United States, which limits the president's ability to dismiss heads of independent agencies without cause, it could theoretically ease restrictions on firing Powell. What do you guys think will happen? On usdebtclock.org, they're saying that the U.S. Treasury dividend dollars for the 99.9%, whereas the Federal Reserve banking cartel dollar is for the 0.1%. And it's time to bypass the Federal Reserve's banking cartel for a swap out of over 100 years of debt for wealth. So in my personal opinion, I believe they will end the Fed, but first, this happens to the entire crypto market, especially for those of you holding Ripple's XRP. Let's dive into the price chart of XRP. But first, let's talk about what's happening right now with Bitcoin compared to USDT's market cap dominance, because in order to see a breakout for the entire altcoin market, XRP included, Tether's market cap dominance would need to drop, which would subsequently lead to a push higher for Bitcoin into this zone of resistance right here, roughly around $92,000 to $93,000. And so we're seeing a breakout on cue from this divergence that I talked about, where I talked about how the Treasury has over $7 trillion of debt to refinance in 2025, just as bond yields have been marching higher. Also, we talked about M2 global liquidity seeing this massive offset that would eventually lead into a breakout for the crypto market. And also I broke down the most likely scenario with this bullish divergence, with Bitcoin making a lower low, but yet the key indicator, the relative strength index, making a higher low before the next major breakout. And that's what we saw happen. We saw the price chart make a lower low right here by the 7th of April and the 9th of April. And then on the weekly stochastic RSI, we saw a higher low come in here for a rebound off of the $74,000 level. And sure enough, we're seeing Bitcoin break out. Now, the stochastic RSI has not confirmed a bullish cross on the weekly until the K line passes above 20. Right now, it's at 18. And so while we are seeing positive momentum for Bitcoin, we have a key resistance right here at $88,000 that we need to clear, and another major resistance within this zone between, $91,000, $92,000, $93,000 that was support ever since the 25th of November. So my expectations moving forward into the next few weeks is for Bitcoin to push up within this range and to see a lot of selling pressure at that zone right here for the next pullback. Now, looking at the Fed funds rate right here, we can see ever since, July of 2023 at the top of the screen, the Fed paused rates on this purple line right here, and they started dropping on the 9th of September. Right when the Fed started dropping rates, that's when Bitcoin broke out of $54,000 all the way upwards of $100,000. And since the Fed decided to pause rates right here on the 16th of December and basically go sideways on this purple chart right here, that's when the market has been consolidating. So the next move for the breakout in the market would be a shift in sentiment for the Fed to start lowering interest rates, adding to their balance sheet, and pivoting from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing. On top of that, the global M2 liquidity index in yellow broke out and passed the high of the 30th of September, which is a leading indicator for what's to come next, not only for Bitcoin, but for the entire altcoin market. Look at what Scottie Pippen posted right here on Twitter. He's saying, rumor is the biggest alt season kicks off April 20th. Historically, alt season sparks 340 days after the Bitcoin halving event, and he's bullish on Ethereum, but maybe that's because he's building on Ethereum. So we can see back in April of 2021 when altcoins broke out, and April of 2017 when altcoins broke out. So will we see the same thing this time around? Well, let's look at the chart, because there's three things that I can see right here. Number one, altcoins dropped nearly 50% the last 4 to 5 months, which is a massive pullback. Everything has been obliterated. So that's actually a good sign, because we don't go down forever. So the longer that we go down for, it basically means that a breakout is more due. But as you can see right here, the longer that we are selling off for, from March of 2024 until August of 2024, for 147 days, the odds of a breakout increased the more the price sold off and the longer that we consolidated for. And so it's no different this time around. So the fact that altcoins have dropped 50% the last 4 to 5 months is actually a really bullish sign that we're due for a recovery in the market. Number two, the weekly stochastic RSI is oversold below 20. So oversold conditions, excellent accumulation for long-term trends if we're still in an uptrend, which we are. As you can see, we've just put in a higher low right here, even with this pullback, than the low of the 5th of August, then the low of October of 2023, and the bear market bottom. We're just still in a macro market uptrend right here. And number three, the weekly stochastic RSI has experienced a bullish cross below 20, but it's not yet confirmed until both the K line and the D line pass 20. As you can see, it's at 14.94 in the bottom right about here, and then 9.83. So once that passes 20 for both the K line and the D line, then that bullish cross will be confirmed. In my opinion, what it could look like to get out of this range is very similar to what we went through right here, and then what we went through right here, where we might experience some volatility here in the short term, but there will be a liquidity injection, and we'll just see the markets explode really quick to the upside, like what we've seen happen virtually every single time in the past after a long consolidation and sell-off like this. As you guys can see, last bull run cycle from June of 2019, when we sold off right here, there's just a moment where we just see, boom, massive liquidity injection. Of course, COVID was a black swan event, but look at each of these consolidation periods. They are very, very boring. There's not much happening for an extended period of time, and then boom, massive liquidity gets injected to the market, and we see green candles just spiking the price up, and billions of dollars get injected in. For example, right here, look at the sell-off from the 10th of May until the 19th of July right here, just boring. Everyone's portfolio is bleeding out, and people think it's the end of the world. 61%, and all you see on the chart is this. You're like, oh, we're going lower. And then sure enough, boom, all of a sudden 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bullish candles in a row, and the price makes a massive rebound to the upside. And so I just think that's what's coming. We've been through the same type of sell-off that we've been through multiple times in the past. Although it's bigger than everyone wanted, 49%, you got to flip your mentality as an opportunity there. And how you do that is very simple, because most people that are interested in crypto trading don't have the time to manage their entries and stop losses, so they invest with emotion, and that's why they lose. So we have a powerful way for you to make money by directly copying our trades and other successful crypto traders. And copy trading is one of the easiest and most popular ways to make money in crypto. Copying other traders that had more experience than me is how I became a crypto millionaire before 30 when I was new to the industry, back in 2016, but I had to manually enter the trades myself, which was super stressful because I didn't understand how to properly set up stop losses or take profits back then. So I ended up missing great entry points or holding longer than I should have, losing out on potential profits. That's why leveraging a copy trading platform that does this for you is the best way to go. And how it works is the exchange will put in the orders for you when you copy another experienced trader. That way you don't have to manually follow the trade alerts or enter or exit trade positions sitting at a computer all day long. And it's very easy to get started with too. All you have to do is go to the link in the description below this video and create your free account, deposit any crypto asset that is listed on the platform, and then choose which trader you like to copy that has the best win rate. And full disclaimer, because we believe in transparency, we do earn a small commission for every trade that you make on the exchange, but that helps support videos like this to help you succeed. And you could also get exclusive access to our top altcoin picks and breaking crypto news updates as well inside of our Telegram group through the link below this video. So check that out. I know you're going to love it. And if we look at the entire crypto market cap that includes Bitcoin, Ethereum, and every other altcoin, we're just sitting right at the levels that we are at right here in the middle of March, and also the previous high of 2021 and the high of May of 2021 for that first peak. So we're still in this uptrend. The ascending support is still intact. The danger zone would be anything beneath this level. If we drop down here, then yeah, the bull run could pretty much be over. But as long as we hold this uptrend, I think we're still going to do just fine. I would expect some resistance at about $3.07 trillion. We're at 2.69. So I'd expect the bulls to step in to push price into this zone alongside Bitcoin as well too. Tether's market cap dominance to drop, us to confirm a bullish cross on the stochastic RSI on the weekly. And as you guys know, the smartest time to accumulate is below 20 and the smartest time to sell is above 80. Because look at the last time we were above 80 on the weekly stochastic RSI, look where the price chart was. We were all the way up here, breaking out to a new all-time high. And every single time before then, it was no difference. When the stochastic RSI in the weekly breached above 80, look at where the price chart was. Look at where the price chart was. Look at where the price chart was. So each of these points were during massive breakouts in a great time to hedge profit, or after the breakout was pretty much done and then we went into a massive consolidation period. So we just went through that right here. As you can see, this massive bearish cross all the way up here by like the 9th of December. And sure enough, that was exactly where the top was at $3.66 trillion. And so in my opinion, it's not smart to sell below 20. That's the best time to buy. It's the smartest to sell above 80. And so when you subscribe to the channel, we're going to be revisiting these charts and explaining this to you in real time. So that way you guys can be accurately predicting on the macro the best moves to make. Look at XRP to the US dollar price chart on the weekly. The stochastic RSI is below 20. We're at 7.89 and 5.46 for the K line and the D line. And I've circled on the chart what has happened each time we've been down below these levels when this line in blue right here crossed first and then the orange line shortly after that. And as you can see, the price was in a downtrend and we found a bottom and then we broke on out of there. And even if you would have bought like right when the K line dropped below 20, which you never want to do, by the way, we wait until it bottoms out and then we see a bullish cross. But even if you bought then, you would have been in profit every single time if you sold when both the K line and the D line were above 80. Watch this. I'm going to circle on the chart for you guys. And the K line was all the way up here each time at like 97, close to 100. And you can see what that would look like on the price chart compared to the stochastic RSI being in overbought conditions for the K line. So you could have bought any point when the K line first even touched 20, it's not even below 20, and you would have been in profit every single time by selling when the K line reached above 90 to potentially 100. So right now we're all the way down here, guys. It doesn't necessarily mean the XRP can't drop lower. You know, we could see a breakout of this descending resistance and then we could see it ride this descending resistance as support before we make a move higher. But inevitably, I think XRP will break back above $2.80, inevitably back above $3. And then I'm going to watch the stochastic RSI to see where it's at that point. Because like I said in my previous video, there has never, we're 100 for 100 here. This is like hiring Steph Curry, but yeah, he doesn't miss, all right? So every single time that the stochastic RSI has dropped below 20 for the K line, the D line, 100% of the time, it has gone back above 20 and eventually gone above 80. Now, here's the key things to remember here. Number one, nobody knows how long the K line and D line will stay below 20 before a bullish cross confirmation, which basically means a confirmation is when it passes above 20 for both the K line and the D line. Number two, nobody knows when the K line and D line will pass back above 80, but that brings me to number three. Nobody can argue that 100% of the time that the stochastic RSI has gone below 20 for both the K line and the D line, it has always gone back above 80. Now, sometimes that looks a little bit different. We bobble around for a while. We see fake outs where we see bullish crosses followed by bearish crosses below 20. But every single time, going back to the history of when XRP has started, every time we've gone below 20, we've always broken back out and then eventually gone back above 80. So the smartest move as a trader here is to recognize on the macro, which is the weekly or the monthly, when the stochastic RSI is below 20 for the K line and the D line, and then look for bullish crosses well below 20, because the further below 20 that a bullish cross happens, meaning the blue line, the K line, crosses above the orange line, the D line, the stronger the reversal signal. So this is as bullish as it gets on the macro for XRP. Now, the best time to buy was right here before the K line turned around and passed above the D line when XRP was like $1.50. We might have just seen the low. If we have one other low, that's it, folks. If XRP gets rejected from here and comes down into this zone, I think that would be the last stop before a major breakout for XRP on the macro. So the only thing that you can do is have your truck properly backed up, having the bags packed and stacked and leaving no bags left behind, and also properly educating yourself by running through our technical analysis essentials course through the link in the description below. How you get to that is very, very simple. You're going to scroll down below this video right now. You're going to see our exchange partner that you guys can get started with, create a free account, and you could trade spot or you could trade futures on leverage for hundreds and hundreds of different cryptocurrencies. You can click the link right below it right here. Just click more and you guys will see all the options, but it'll take you to a page that looks just like this. You click the button on the page, put in your best email address, and then click send my free ebook. So we know exactly where to send it, and it'll take you to the thank you page. And that ebook is going right to your email inbox. And you can scroll down here, watch this brand new video that I just put out for you guys. And you can click join now right here on the page, or you can read the rest of the page if you want to see what's included in Altcoin Pro University on top of the technical analysis essentials course. But just go do that right now. Click the button. It'll take you to this page right here. And all you have to pay is $97. There's no contract. There's no commitment. We have a 14-day money back guarantee. And guys, we're giving away so much value inside the technical analysis essentials course on top of everything else in here. And that's why I made that video for you, explaining everything in only like 13 to 14 minutes. Plus we have an affiliate option as well too that we're launching within the next like 24 hours. After I get off this video, you're probably gonna see an announcement in the back office for our partner program. You can earn 20% passive recurring commissions for every customer that you refer our way. And so we make the sales videos for you. They're really high converting. We handle customer support. We handle the delivery of the product. We have a research team that we pay tens of thousands of dollars a month, so you don't have to. It only costs you $97. Guys, imagine if you had to hire your own research team and pay them out of your own pocket, how much that would cost you. It'd be full-time incomes. Well, we do that to give you the best information, so all you have to pay is $97, and that helps support our business. We thank you. We appreciate you guys for supporting the business. And the best way to show our appreciation is just over delivering on value. So like I said, if you're not happy with the technical analysis essentials training and you don't think it's worth the $97 alone, not to mention everything else in the back office, then just ask for a refund. We'll give you 100% of your money back. But guys, you'll go through everything and you can get a solid fundamental understanding of how to read charts. And I can promise you that you will become a better trader after this. So check it out. I know you're going to love it. Links are below. And if you're not ready to get started, you can join our free Telegram group just by clicking the link at the top of the page when you scroll down right here. And it'll take you to our group. We have close to 12,000 people in there right now. So if you've been watching the crypto market, it's time to stop being so curious and it's time to start taking it serious, because when the rebound happens and we see altcoins break out to the upside, you do not want to be scrambling to try and figure out what to do. The smartest people in our community right now, they already have a game plan. And tons of them have been making money this entire pullback through the DeFi yields and the airdrops. So with that being said, we all know that the spending power of the dollar is just going to keep going down in value. That's a fact based on inflation. Blockchain tech, distributed ledger technology, and cryptocurrencies are going to be going up in value over time. That's the truth. And together, we're all running to the top. I will see you guys on the next video. I will see you through the links below. As always, you know what to do. Stay bullish.